Feel like I'm starting like a street. I act fast. My daily life is like a scene. Feel like I'm starting like a street. I act fast. My daily life is like a movie scene. Cause you gon' see me for you down, feeling like the rain. I got a problem with philosophy, but looking like a lion. You trying to make the fire, cause I'm moving around like everything. Call me answer one more time, I might just put my fucking mouth. My girl can be a super bitch. I feel just like the handgun.
I be half-baked, smoking pineapple express. What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024, man. Obviously, NBA show. Didn't have anyone to do the show with me today, man. I'll try to start getting a lineup where there's pretty much people coming in every day of the week, Monday through Friday, just giving new looks. Obviously, you're gonna get my looks, but it's just always nice when we can bounce different ideas off of different people. You see what I'm saying? But it's all love. I never really recap for the people that's new to watching the show. I never really recap what happened yesterday. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. I mean, I could come on here and waste your time talking about what happened yesterday, but it doesn't really matter. Just did want to mention, obviously, Knicks getting absolutely blown out by 30 points. It's always really hard to go against the Celtics. Probably not many times that I'll be betting against the Celtics this year. It's just when they're making threes, it's just absolutely crazy. Josh Hart says they need to be drug tested. They damn near broke a record last night for threes, and obviously the Knicks didn't look right. The way when I'm watching the game, they're kicking the ball out for threes, just like, why is Mikal Bridges shooting threes? You know that you're trying to fix your shot, but that's a whole different discussion. Did nail the Lakers game really nicely. They won that game rather easily. And then my guy YBB even came on here and gave out Lakers first half as well, and the Anthony Davis over a three prop cash as well. Just couldn't give it out. At first when we talked it out, it was over a half was plus 135. The shit closed minus 200, man. So it's just crazy in that one. But it still was a nice little day. But I just always want to let people know that I never really recapped the day before. I could go 0-4, I could go 4-0. Never recap the day before. It's all about today. We got to get this money. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to the new members as well. Kendrick Brown, William as well. I don't know how to say your last name, my guy. Amir, Carl Carpenter, and AJ Moore. It's you guys don't have to join the channel as a YouTube member, but usually when I'm playing something, like I'll send plays out like way before the show. So if you want plays early, you can join the channel as a YouTube member. We'll have a daily parlay as well for the golden members as well. That's been sent out for today a couple days ago. There's a couple of spreads today that I've sent out a few days ago as well, and did just send out a prop as well. But we'll talk about all of that on this show right now. It's all love. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate all the positivity, all the guys in the chat as well. It's all positive vibes. We're trying to get this cash together. Post your plays in the chat. Join the channel as a member. Go download the Action Network app. All type of podcasts. Everything going on over on Action Network as well. A ton of shit going on this year. Today as well. 10-game slate. So let's get straight into it. I'm not here to waste your fucking time. Let's go over here to the streets of Detroit. Detroit basketball. We're going to D-Town in here. I kind of fucks with Detroit as well. Pistons getting 5 at the house versus the Indiana Pacers in this particular game. Tough game to bet, to be not necessarily to say a tough game. I won't be saying that too much this year, man, because I will have looks on every single game. That's something I'm going to try to implement. They won't be official plays, but I will have looks or picks, if you will, for every single game. But that's not necessarily saying that I'm betting every single game or official plays. I want to make that clear right there. But for this particular game, the Pistons are going to be improved this year. I do like the Pistons to make the play-in tournament in the Eastern Conference. I believe the best price you can find is plus 500 at Bet365. If I'm not mistaken, you can get the Pistons to make the Eastern Conference play-in tournament. They just need to finish the season anywhere from 7th to 10th seed, and I think that this is going to be a very improved year for the Detroit Pistons. They do have a new coach, Bickerstaff. He's changing the culture over there. He's getting the young guys to buy in. But they have a tough task in this first game, to be perfectly honest with you. They're going up against the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers have damn near owned this series, guys. They won all 4 matchups last year, covered all 4 matchups last year as well, and they've also won 6 of the last 8 matchups and covered 6 of the last 8 matchups as well. You could argue that it's a really tough matchup for the Pistons. I think the Pistons are going to be really improved this year, to be perfectly honest with you. Like I say, new coach. They lacked shooting last year, and they really got some guys, some sharpshooters over there. First off, I'll tell you this: Jaden Ivey is going to take a huge jump this season. He could possibly even be one of the candidates for most improved player, to be honest with you. I think Ivey is really going to take a huge improvement this year as well. And as long as it's the same thing with the Hornets, they have Cade Cunningham. They have their floor general back and healthy. And like right now, they're not tanking. This is something that you're going to hear me say a lot for the first couple of weeks of the season. Bad teams don't know that they're bad in these first couple of games. You know what I'm saying? It's 0-0. Anybody could start off the season 5-0, 10-0, and have really have a surprising season. So we don't know who that's going to be yet. Could possibly be the Pistons. I will not be backing the Pistons here, mainly because obviously the Pacers are a very well-oiled machine. They don't have any tweaks to their starting lineup. Mainly their whole team is back from last year. So all of the continuity is there. We know that this is an offensive league. The Pacers are one of the best offensive teams that like in the NBA. The numbers showed that last year as well. This is one of the best well-oiled machines in the Pacers, in my opinion, man. So this is a game that me personally, if I'm betting it, it's Pacers minus the 5. I'm off of it. The Pistons do have a couple of new starters in this one, Tim Hardaway Jr. and Tobias Harris. You know how I feel about Tobias Harris. He's not that great of a guy, to be perfectly honest with you. And then Tim Hardaway Jr. is kind of like, ever since the injuries, he's not necessarily the same guy. If Tim Hardaway Jr. is not making threes, there's no point of him being out there on the floor. But a couple of looks that I would be looking at in this game is Jaden Ivey over 16.5 points and Tobias Harris under his 15.5 points. Those would be my 2 picks on this game. Like I said, if I had to bet the spread, my pick on this game would be Pacers minus 5. I'm not messing with this. I'm not messing with the spread in this game. I do think the Pacers could and should win this game, but like I say, especially the Pistons got a lot going on. They got 4 new players that they're going to be integrating here. Paul Reed coming off the bench, Malik Beasley coming off the bench, and then I don't know if they're going to start yet. This is just projected lineups. And then Tim Hardaway Jr. possibly started. Tobias Harris, we know that he's going to start because they paid him the money. They have to. But Tobias Harris under his 15.5 points, and then Jaden Ivey over 16.5 points would be my 2 looks on this game. Like my guy said in the chat, there could be better games out there to bet, man. We've got a couple more members. Mike McCarty just joined the channel as a member. B Daddy, my guy, just joined the channel as a member as well, and 9T Fox as well. I appreciate you guys as well, man. But yeah, really great game to watch and learn. There's going to be a lot of watching and learning, guys, early in the season. I know people want to make money, but remember, we don't know where we're going to get from these teams, especially the teams with new coaches as well. And I probably won't be betting against many teams with new coaches. Just there's new energy, there's new aura going around. You saw that with the Lakers last night. So the Pistons might be scrappy in this spot. I don't trust the Pacers enough to lay the 5 here, but I do think they are the better team, have more continuity. Will shout out to N as well. So my picks for this game, it's not something I've bet. My picks for this game would be Jaden Ivey over 16.5 points, Tobias Harris under 15.5 points, and if I had to play the spread, it would be Pacers minus 5 or nothing for me. Let's go over here to the streets of Atlanta in this one. Hot Atlanta Hawks. Hawks would land, my bad, let me get to my screen right here. Hawks land 6.5 points. This line was at 7.5. Total sitting at 220.5, 223. Not necessarily in a hurry to lay the points with the Hawks versus anybody right now. I can say that there is some substance to taking teams that had a really disappointing season last year. They want to start off fast. Both of these teams had a disappointing season. So I'm saying the Hawks are just like an average type of NBA team. You never really know what you're going to get from them. Obviously, they got Trae Young over there. DeAndre Hunter is kind of taking a step back. Jalen Johnson, though, he's a fucking baller, and in my opinion, he's the wagon that's gonna push this team to do whatever heights they have. It's gonna be Jalen Johnson. I know they have Trae Young over there, Capella. They tried plenty of times to trade Capella over there, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. They like the Hawks did not want Capella, and he's still on the team. You know what I'm saying? So that's just such a Hawk thing. But obviously they lost DeJounte Murray. Last year they add in a starter, Dyson Daniels, not the greatest offensive guy. He's a great defensive type of guy. You know what I'm saying? But offensively, he leaves a lot to be desired out there. Not too bad of a bench. They do have the number one pick, Reese Shea, coming off the bench, Bogdanovich, who could possibly be I'm not gonna say 6 man a year. He could put the numbers up, but I don't know if the Hawks would be that good. Or Nico Kongu, he's been somewhat declining before injuries as well. They did get Larry Nance Jr. as well from that trade from the Pelicans over there. So I'm not gonna lie, these are a type of game. Like, I'll probably have 4 games on at one time today. Like, see what I'm saying? I can't hit the casino, nothing. I have to watch some of these teams, watch how they're looking, watch their defensive shifts, all that type of stuff. So it's a lot of watch and learn early in the season. This is not a game that I'll be betting, to be honest with you. They don't have the prop out for Ben Simmons. What we did see early in the season last year, Ben Simmons was going over his rebounds, assists consistently. He can't score the ball. What he's out there for is rebounding and assists. And even the coach even said, remember, they have a new coach. I believe it's Jordi Fernandez for the Nets. He's saying that Ben Simmons is going to be another point guard out there for him. He will be facilitating the ball. I have not seen this prop out there, guys, to be perfectly honest with you. My best play for this game would be Ben Simmons over his rebounds, assists. Also looking at Jalen Johnson over his 17.5 points, and Bogdanovich coming off the bench, 21.5 PRA. Bogdanovich will be an instant scorer for the Hawks coming off the bench. He's a starting caliber player for half the teams in the NBA, but they bring him off the bench because they need some instant offense coming off the bench. Bogdanovich will be that guy, in my opinion, man. So, like I say, this is a watch and learn game for me. Spread, I'm staying away from it. I actually wouldn't be surprised if the Nets were able to keep this game close, to be perfectly honest with you. But it's not a game that I'm super interested in betting. Just this would be something I'm looking at props. Like I said, Simmons over his rebounds, assists. I haven't seen it anywhere. Jalen Johnson over 17.5 points is a really great look in this game. And Bogdanovich, Bogan, what the hell you say it? Bogdanovich. Not the other one, Bogdanovich, over 21.5 PRA coming off the bench. Those would be my best plays for this particular game, my guys. More members joining the chat as well. I appreciate you guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Toronto in this one. The 6 Raptors getting 6.5 at the house versus the Cavs. And I like the Cavs in this spot, man. I do like the Cavs. You don't have to buy it down to 6, but I like the Cavs minus. That's what my money's on in this game. Cavs minus the 6. A couple other really good props in this one, man. But the reason why I like the Cavs is not, I won't really be mentioning too many players out this season because I really don't care, to be honest with you. Usually when the players out, that actually bodes well for them. But I don't mean to hate on this team, but I just don't really see the Raptors going a lot of far places this year, to be honest with you. There will be some spots where they can surprise some teams, but I did watch an interview where Donovan Mitchell and the guys were talking about his first game with the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was in Toronto as well, man. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe they lost that game. So it was Donovan Mitchell's first game in a Cleveland Cavaliers uniform. Darius Garland they remember this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because Darius Garland got poked in the eye. Donovan Mitchell was talking about how he was nervous. He still went out there and scored 31 points, was only 2 of 8 for 3, but they lost that game 108-105. I think they remember this shit because they know that it's going to be rocking up there in Toronto. There was a much different team as well. The Raptors still had Siakam. They still had OG Anunoby. They still had Van Fleet. They had Barnes coming off the bench. That's how much of a different the Raptors team was. Obviously, so that the game that I'm talking about was October 19th, 2022. It was just funny to me that they were talking about what happened 2 years ago because that was their opening game. Darius Garland was like, he was like an eye for an eye. I hope I don't get my eye poked out. They remember that game. They remember taking the L's. These are two different teams now. The Cavs obviously have a new coach over there, Kenny Atkinson. What I say, not necessarily coming off a disappointing year because they went into the second round of the playoffs, but new coach, new energy. They remember losing their first game in Toronto a couple of years ago as well. Obviously, this isn't Donovan Mitchell's first game with the Cavs. He's a lot more comfortable with them. Darius Garland shouldn't get poked in the eye and be out in the first game in this time around. Obviously, the Raptors are somewhat of we can't necessarily call them bottom feeders in the East because we don't know, but they're projected to be bottom feeders. Whereas I think the Cavs are really they're probably the 5th best team in the East, could possibly be the 4th best team in the Eastern Conference as well. They're really top heavy. I like the Cavs -6 in this game. Now, this is one thing I want to say, guys. These lines have been out for 2 months. No lie, at least a month and a half. These lines for October 22nd, for today, even for tomorrow, these lines have been out, guys. There's lines today that have moved so far. It's just like if you're just now betting or just now realize that these lines, like, you're kind of behind the curve, man. This line was at Cavs -4 for a while. You see what I'm saying? But I will go with Cavs -6. Like I say, if you want to buy down, if you want to take the 6.5, you can. Just letting you know, my money is on Cavs -6. That is my best bet for this game. But a couple of few props that I do like here that I hadn't bet, but just our looks on the game. I'm gonna try to give people more prop looks, more pick. It's a lot of different ways to make money in the NBA. Scotty Barnes over 21.5. He is the engine that's going to drive the Raptors. First off, Quickly's playing in this one. RJ Barrett isn't. Quickly only played one preseason game, and it took him a while to even get clear for contact. So he may not be to tip-top shape right now. We're going to talk about that a lot with some of these guys that's playing big minutes that's not really in game shape right now. You see what I'm saying? But Barnes, he's going to be a do-it-all guy for the Raptors this year. Like, literally, he is the best player on the team. I know Quickly's nice. I know Barrett can get some buckets. They still got Jakob Poeltl, but Scotty Barnes is the guy in Toronto. He's getting the looks. He's getting all the shots. Over 21.5. If they want to come even close to sniffing a point spread cover or winning this game, Barnes has to really go for 30 points, in my opinion. So Scotty Barnes over 21.5 is a really great look. He's also a really great defensive player as well. You can get his over 1.5 steals at plus money. I didn't bet it, so I don't know the exact number, but I do know that his over 1.5 steals is at plus money. Not too bad of a look. Jared Allen, 2+ blocks at plus 210 is a little bit crazy of a number, in my opinion, to be perfectly honest with you, man. Shout out to the Golden Eagle in the chat. He say Pacers are covering at -5. Remember, the Pacers offense tends to be potent like last year. He sent the $10 tip. Appreciate you on that, my brother. But that Jared Allen 2+ blocks plus 210. That's a little too high of odds, in my opinion, for a guy that's the main rim protector. I know that they have Mobley out there, but he's a little bit more of a roamer type of guy. Jared Allen, stand down there, down low, 2+ blocks at plus 210. I just feel like it's a little bit too long of a number. So I hadn't even bet it. I like the Cavs, but I might bet Barnes over 21.5 because he's been playing all preseason. He's showing that he's the guy. He wants the ball. He's getting the shot attempts are going to be there. You just worry about the Cavs absolutely locking his ass up because they know that he's the one that's going to be. But I still feel like it's a great look there. And like I say, Jared Allen 2+ blocks plus 210, 2+10. Plus 210 is that's a little bit too long of odds, in my opinion, to be perfectly honest with you, man. But let's get on down the line here. Let's keep on rolling along in this game. But Cavs -6 for me. That's what my money is on in this game. Three heavily pick leans. Scotty Barnes over 21.5 points. Jared Allen 2+ blocks at plus 210, and Scotty Barnes over 1.5 steals. Let's go over here to the streets of Miami in this one. Heat laying a 1.5 at the house versus the Orlando Magic in this one. I'm not gonna say I don't know what to do with this game. I lean the Heat in this one. All of my guys like the Magic here, and this is not a game that I bet. If I had to bet it, if I had to force a pick on this game, it would be the Heat -1.5, and I'll tell you why. I know that they're like the big brother, and I know that the Magic are an improved team. But one thing about the Magic, guys, they play really great defense, have a ton of size. One thing that really pisses me off about the team, they still don't have a point guard. They still, like, why if they had a true point guard, they could have beat the Cavs last year. You see what I'm saying? Magic, great defensive team. This is still an offensive league. You see what I'm saying? And you need to be able to score points. The Heat aren't a bad defensive team. The reason why I lean their way and would have to take Heat here or Heat or nothing. They have actual guards over there. They have guys that can spread the love. You see what I'm saying? They can facilitate. That's what I'm talking about here. Facilitation, something that you need. It's like your quarterback on offense. Jalen Suggs is a really great player. He's a great defensive guy as well. He's not necessarily a true point guard. You see what I'm saying? This is coming from like his own coach says stuff like that. Like, he needs to learn how to be a little bit better facilitator. Who's going to be your point guard coming off the bench? Cole Anthony is going to have to be him. You see what I'm saying? Other than that, they don't really have any facilitators. I know that Franz Wagner is he's a small forward, man. Like, they got to try to get away from having these big guys having the ball in their hands so much. That's why they turn the ball over so much. Banchero is a really great player. Franz Wagner, really great player. these guys are too big to be handling the ball. They're not point guards. You know what I'm saying? They need someone to set them up. Magic have to make a trade and get at least one point guard. You can get it done with Suggs and Anthony, like outside of your other point guard. They got to get at least one true point guard out there that's not looking to score, that's looking to facilitate the ball, man. So that's my knock on the Magic right now. They're a great team. And they surprised a lot of people last year as well. Now people know that they're coming and they're not taking them lightly. The Heat are actually healthy right now. Terry Rozier is healthy. Tyler Hero's healthy. Jimmy Butler is in a contract year. He's likely not going to be on the Heat next year. But he's in. Remember, keep in mind when these guys are in contract years, they care about their money. You're betting on this shit, right? Because you care about your money. Jimmy Butler wants another max contract. He's probably going to try to go crazy this year, man. See what I'm saying? So still – Jaime Jaquez Jr., Duncan Robinson coming off the bench. I actually think that Duncan Robinson goes over his 5.5 points tonight. I think that's a little too low to be perfectly honest with you. So 2 props here that I'm looking at. Duncan Robinson over 5.5 points. All he needs is 2 threes to hit that, and he's getting into the paint a little bit more as well. I see him do a move in preseason, a little hazy. I said, okay, look at Duncan out there. But and then Gary Harris under 5.5 points. A little bit of an older guy, didn't play a ton in preseason. It's coming off the bench. He may play 10 to 15 minutes in this game, to be perfectly honest with you, man. So Gary Harris under 5.5 points, I think is a good look, and Duncan Robinson over 5.5 points. A couple plays that should get there, in my opinion. And like I said, I didn't bet the game, but if I had to make a play on it, like I said, I'm gonna try to give you guys picks on every single game. My pick for this game would be the Heat -1.5. I know that they're the big brother. I know that they've been beating the Magic up, but I just feel like they're a lot better offensively, in my opinion, where their offense won't be as stagnant and still have a great defense. So would be Heat or nothing for me in this game. I lean Heat on the money line, and then Duncan Robinson over 5.5 points, Gary Harris under 5.5 points are my looks for this game, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Philly in this one. Sixers getting 3.5 points at the house versus the Bucks. We talked about this on the Future show. We said Joel Embiid and Paul George are not playing in this game. You still could have got Bucks plus 3.5 then. So it's not saying that the Bucks can't get this job done. It's just that you kind of missed the number. You see what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily like to where a lot of times it may not even matter, but obviously all the money is going to come here on the Bucks. Now they're still without Chris Middleton as well, and they have 2 new starters on the team. The Bucks do, but both of these teams have new starters. The Sixers, you kind of would want Embiid to play here, to be honest with you. Me liking the Buck, if I wanted the Bucks, I want Embiid to play because we knew that he wouldn't be in shape. We'll talk about that tomorrow as well. He didn't play all preseason. You want Embiid in there so that you're getting plus money or plus points with the Bucks, and then knowing that Embiid's not at full not having all of his energy and having all of his wind, you want that. So now everybody knows Embiid's out, Paul George's out. This line is moved up to Bucks -3.5. I will not play the Bucks at this number. It's obviously flopped from 3.5. Like this line was at 4.5 all summer. Then you see the Embiid news not coming out. Then it's going down to 3.5. Then you see Paul George get hurt. It was still plus 2.5. Bro, if he hyperextended his knee a week before the season, he's not freaking playing. Like sometimes you gotta understand that. You know that these guys are not going to be in here. But saying all that, Bucks are laying 3.5. I would take the under in this game because the Sixers, like I said, Bucks have added some defensive guys out there. Gary Trent Jr., Taurean Prince. They're out there for defense. That's really going to help the Bucks defense out a lot, in my opinion. Even DeLon Wright coming off the bench, a defensive guard, backup guard for them, going to slow things down, not really push the pace, and try to get things in, trying to get into their offense. So the Bucks might be an under team coming into the season. We know that the Giannis man, Giannis, man, long ass last name, bro. Damn, shorten your last name, bro. But Giannis, he's a great defensive player as well. I think this game's going to go under. We know that the Sixers are going to be relying on Maxey. Guess what? Maxey hurt his right thumb. That's on his shooting hand as well. He hurt his right thumb. So he's playing. He's saying that it's not going to affect him too much. I'm a shooter. I play basketball. Any finger on your shooting hand is going to mess with you, especially your thumb, to be perfectly honest with you, because you feel it every time you're shooting the ball and flicking your wrist, man. So that's something to watch for. Tyrese Maxey, I believe his points is at 28.5. He's playing. He pretty much has to because the other 2 superstars are out. His right thumb is a little banged up, guys. So just keep an eye on that when he's grimacing at it that much, and it's not something that really heals really quick. Keep an eye on Maxey's thumb right there. But they're also starting Eric Gordon, projected Caleb Martin, Kelly Oubre. These are defensive guys. This game's going under 223.5, man. I'll probably, I hadn't bet this game yet, but I like that more than trying to go on that Buck side. Under 223.5 should be the look in this one. A few props that I looked at in this one. No, just one prop. Damian Lillard 3+ threes. It is at -165, but I'd be really surprised if Lillard didn't hit threes in this particular game, man. Lillard is really in the bounce back here. He did not come into shape. He was the worst shape that he came in ever to start the season last year. Well, guess what? That means that they got kicked out of the first round. All season, Lillard, he's boxing, he's run up and down hills and shit. Lillard will be in really great shape this year. I expect a bounce back year from Damian Lillard. They know that they can't let this year waste away, because if so, Giannis is out, and then Lillard came over here for no reason. You see what I'm saying? So Lillard 3+ threes. It's at -165, but I don't see how it doesn't get there. To be perfect, Lillard's I don't see how it doesn't get there, in my opinion. Drummond's rebounds is at 14.5, man, high as shit. But obviously he's gonna be the main guy. Shit, they don't even really have a backup center unless they play Bona off. Drummond might have to play 40 minutes in this game. What you gonna do? Go to Yabusele or something? But they're really gonna be hurting at their center position in that one. But I mean, I still couldn't talk you off Bucks. It's a horrible like you're taking the absolute ass end of the line all the way. Especially could have got them at plus money, especially when we talked about this shit on the future show. But under 223.5 would be my top play in this game. I actually think it's as solid as a look. I might put a little $100 on it. What do you mean Dame is plus 126 on FanDuel? What do y'all mean with that, man? But yeah, under the total should be the spot in this one. And then, like I say, Dame 3+ threes -165. That's a really good look in my opinion. Let's go over to the streets of Houston in this one. Rockets laying 8 points at the house versus the Hornets. I'll give you a little tidbit on the Hornets. They will be playing defense this year. And it's crazy because this line was at 235.5 all summer. And I'm like, that's a little bit too high of a total, man. It's too high. They're still basing numbers off of the Hornets last year, but they had a whole different coaching staff. They got Charles Lee over there from the Celtics. What has he been preaching? Defense, defense, defense. He knows that they can score. He knows that they have LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller. You see what I'm saying? They have scorers over there, pure scorers. You got to play defense for you to stay in some of these games. You have a high-flying offense, and when you look at the Hornets, they have some guys that can play defense. I noticed LaMelo Ball playing a little bit more defense. We don't know if Josh Green's going to play. I want him to because he's he's out there for defense. He's kind of like a Taurean Prince, where it's not going to give you a ton offensively, but defensively he's a stopper out there. Grant Williams coming off the bench, Cody Martin. So they have some defensive, and their bench is going to lack scoring as well. I can't believe Seth Curry is even still in the league. He's lost a few steps, but no hate on anybody, but I think the Hornets, at least to start the season, unders will have some value on the Hornets because they're still going off last year's defensive numbers, ratings, all that. It's going to take a little while for the books to catch up. They're still going to be flying up and down the court and shooting a lot of threes, but defensively, they will be a lot more sound. They actually will be paying attention to defense, and that's all you need to get a little bit of an edge on the books. And we know the Rockets are a defensive team as well. Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, Şengün's not a bad defender. Amen Thompson, coming off the bench as well. They even got Steven Adams back as well, who is an under type of player, man. He's not going to give you a ton of offense, but he's out there for defense, man. So this line has moved 6 points to the under since the summer. But I'd still heavily lean to under 229.5. I just think it's going to take books a little bit of time to catch up with the Hornets actually caring about defense. But let's talk about some props in this one, man. One guy that's going to pass the ball, LaMelo Ball, over 7.5 assists, I think is a really great look. He's probably going to be trying to go for a double-double every night. He's going to score the ball, but he's also going to facilitate the ball as well. LaMelo Ball is back, and he looks primed and ready for a huge year. I'm just going to let you in on that. And a guy that doesn't like to pass the ball, Jalen Green, under 3.5 assists at plus 102. That might even be even better for than LaMelo Ball. I know that they kind of got onto him last year. You need to pass the ball a little bit more. Guess what? Preseason, he's still not passing the ball. I don't think he went over this line one time. I know it's just preseason, but Jalen Green out there to score. He just got that bag. You see what I'm saying? He's out there to score. And that's just the type of player he is. He doesn't really care too much about defense. He does not care about passing the ball. I'll tell you that for sure. Under 3.5 assists at plus money is a good look for Jalen Green to go under his assists. And like I say, LaMelo Ball over 7.5 assists is a really great look as well. Wouldn't be surprised if LaMelo went over his PRA. He's going to be the do-it-all guy. Him and Cade Cunningham are kind of like the same type of players, in my opinion. Do it all. They can score, they can pass the ball, they can also go get some rebounds as well. I'd actually look at LaMelo Ball over his PRA as well, but like I say, lost a ton of value in that under, but because it was at 235.5, and it's went down for a reason. It's went down 6 points for a reason, and that'd still be, if I had a one total or side, I'd look towards the under in this game, but those two assist props are really nice in my opinion. Let's go over here to the streets of New Orleans in this one. Pelicans land 6 at the house versus the Bulls. Don't know if Zion's going to play. That's going to be huge there. I do got a prop, though. I do have a prop, man. You see what I'm saying? Don't know if Zion's playing. They do have DeJounte Murray. I'm almost wondering if they might have to get a new coach out there. I don't know if Willie Green's getting the best out of his team. If they don't have a winning record or make the playoffs or do well this year, Willie Green's getting fired. Zion is really coming this year. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's coming. He said he want to be one of those ones. He's slimmed down. He's in great shape. DeJounte Murray is going to turn Zion into a dog. We can talk about all that later because we don't even know if Zion's playing. He missed shoot around with an illness. DeJounte Murray has been out for personal reasons. He just joined the team, came back to the facility today. Their offense looks super stagnant in the preseason. They could be trying to hide stuff and not trying to show their hand, but I didn't like the way the offense looked. Don't really have a center over there. They have a Stice coming off the bench, but looks like they're going to be trying to start Herb Jones at the center. Don't know how I feel about that. I got to watch the Pelicans first, but one thing I know for the Bulls, I like Josh Giddey's assist. Send this out right before the show as well. We're playing. This is official for me. Josh Giddey over 6.5 assists at plus 108. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully it didn't move too much. I did send it out right before the show. I am playing Josh Giddey's over the assist. Hold on, hide your kids. No, I'm gonna stop messing with Cubs, man, because it's all positive vibes here. But we just trying to get this money. Josh Giddey over 6.5 assists. He came here to be a facilitator. If he could be a facilitator in for OKC, he's gonna get a lot more playing time here. He's a starter. He's pretty much the starting point guard for the Bulls. He's gonna be facilitating that thing. I wouldn't talk you off Josh Giddey 10 plus assists here. To be perfectly honest, which I could not talk you off that at all. I think he's out here literally just to facilitate the ball. He's going to be a little bit more of a scorer as well. Josh Giddey will probably be a PRA cash cow to start this season before the Bucks can really catch up. 6.5 assists a little too low for me. I'm sorry, man. He could get Josh Giddey. Hey, they playing with the. Hey, yo, Cole tripped out. He tripped out with that one, man. But I did play before. It's just a half unit for me. Obviously, props a little different, but Josh Giddey over 6.5 assists. I don't need to talk too much about this game. Need to watch both of these teams to see how they're really gelling, how they're gonna play and stuff. But like I say, the Pelicans. No real center out there. Don't know if Zion's playing. A lot of moving. Brandon Ingram probably going to get traded at some point. Josh Giddey over 6.5 assists is an official play for me. I do have money on that, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Utah in this one. Only 3 more games, and I got to get out of here. Jazz getting 2.5 at the house versus the Grizzlies. The altitude here. I really think the Grizzlies are the better team. I'll tell you that. Remember, the Jazz, they don't really know that they don't know what they want to do until like half season. They don't know if they want to ball. They don't know if they want to tank. They don't know if they want to trade Laurie Marketing. None of that. One thing I want to do is, and the Grizzlies don't have Triple J as well, which is going to hurt. Now, Edie is probably going to be good for them. John Moran and Edie, that pick and roll is going to be crazy. You got Desmond Bane back. You got Marcus Smart back as well. So they have dogs. Really like the sign of Scottie Pippen Jr. He's deserved it as well. I saw my guy out there in Vegas as well, man. So got Brandon Clark back. So the Grizzlies are a deep team. I do think they're a little bit deeper than the Jazz. I worry about the altitude here, specifically in early season where these guys aren't really in tip-top shape. That like people really, the altitude isn't huge, but like you start to run out of gas after a while, man, to be perfectly honest with you. So that's something I worry about the Grizzlies here. I'm not gonna lie. If they had Triple J in this one, I'd still be playing the Grizzlies here, even with the altitude. But with them not having the full squad, and the Jazz have shown that they have young guys, young bulls that can ball out. This is a really tough game for me to bet, but I think the fact that it's in Utah makes me want to stay away from it. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a spot where the Grizzlies ran out of gas in the fourth quarter. obviously Jazz are up to, like, they're used to playing this altitude. The Jazz have the advantage early season. The Jazz teams like the Jazz, the Nuggets, they have the advantage. That's a little bit extra home court advantage that they have early in the season when these guys are not in tip top shape, man. So that's something I'm gonna be monitoring. This is another game I'll be watching, learning. I don't really have a play for this game, guys. I'm sorry. This is a game that I'd stay off of. Maybe look towards some 3-point props for the Jazz in this one, but you can look at Edie props in this one. I'm not lying. Towards the end of these games, I kind of ran out of time before the show, to be perfectly honest with you. But this is a game that I really feel funny about, and I'm just all the way off of it. I guess if I had to make a pick on the game, I'd take Jazz plus 2.5 specifically for the full game, though. And wouldn't be surprised if you got a better number coming out, like the Grizzlies start off high. I could really see them run out of gas. Maybe even if the Jazz are behind in this one, I might make a live play on them in the fourth quarter, especially if they're down 10 or something. That'd be really nice. But Jazz, like third quarter or fourth quarter, something like that, that's something. Follow me on Action Network app, because that's something that if you're not a member, the only time you'll see it is on the Action Network app as well, man. So if I do some quarters, it will be on the Action Network app and posting in the members page, my guys. Let's get over to two more games. Let's go over to the streets of LA in this one. Clippers in the new arena over there. Clippers getting 5 at the house. I don't like that. That obviously all the Kawhi news and all everybody's gonna bet the Suns. I am on the Suns here. I'm all over the Suns this year. I gotta send this out to members as well. Suns to win the West. Some I little sprinkled on plus 1,000. You see what I'm saying? It's a long shot, but I was a year too early on the Suns. That coach last year, what was Cuz's name, man? Vogel, some shit like that. But he just wasn't resonating. He wasn't connecting with the players. But guess what? The Suns got a new coach now. They got a new coach now. He's Budenholzer, and he's the regular season king. I don't know if they'll win a championship with him, but he's changing the whole shift of this team. They're buying in. They have a fucking point guard. They have 2 point guards. Tyus Jones is probably the most underrated move of the and I should be Woj. I should be baby Woj. I said this last year, told the beat writer, they need to go get Tyus Jones. He told me, I don't think they can afford him. Guess what Tyus Jones did? He take a major pay cut to go over there and play with KD, Booker, and Bill. This team is going to be absolutely scary. They got a backup point guard as well, and Monte Morris. Still got Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal coming off the bench. Tyus Jones, Devin Booker, Bill, Kevin Durant, and Nurkic. As long as these guys stay healthy, man, watch the fuck out for the Suns this year. All over their win total, over 46.5, so much that it's up to then 47.5. Now it's 48.5 everywhere, and I still like it. I think they get 50 wins this year. I really like the Suns this year. All the money's on the Suns today. I don't care. I'm on the Suns. And this is another one, guys. This line was literally at plus 1.5 pretty much all summer, man. I'm not even lying to you. Plus 1.5. Then some shit starts coming out about Kawhi. Then it moved -1, -1.5. -1.5 was there for 3 weeks. No lie. Then when Kawhi officially rolled out, it goes up to 4.5, 5. Then everybody started piling money on it. I don't like it. The Suns at -1.5 was my top play of the day, and I still like them at 4.5 as well. It's up to 5. I still like the Suns this game. I shouldn't be too worried about public, you see what I'm saying? Because like it's early in the season and public's gonna win. And I don't even think it's the most public favorite today. I think that's the last game in the Warriors, but I'm still on the Suns here, and I'd even still lay the 5, guys, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm still on the Suns, but I just want you to understand a lot of the value has really been sucked out, man. And this, I'll keep it real with you as well. This is the Clippers' first regular season game in the Twin Dome. I'm sure they want to win it. I don't think they got enough for the Suns. I think Budenholzer got these guys ramped up. They're ready. They're coming off a disappointing year. They got swept versus the Wolves. This team has high aspirations. They had they're paying these guys a ton of money as well. They have to produce this year. They do not have a choice. You have to produce. Everybody's getting a stain on their career, man, if they don't start winning something this year. So I'm on the Suns here. The line has moved all the way up to 5. I still like it, but I don't love it at this number, to be perfectly honest with you. Also, Tyus Jones over 6.5 assists. This is what he's here for. He's here to facilitate. Tyus Jones, you don't have to shoot the ball not once, bro. You got Bill, Durant, and Booker. All you got to do, and also, this is something they're scared to put out. Nurkic threes. He's shooting a lot more threes this year. Budenholzer has implemented this into the system. We want to get Nurkic threes. They won't even put the fucking prop out. I'm not even lying to you. If you see Nurkic threes at -0.5 at plus money, notify me. First off, take it and notify me. Nurkic threes, guys, and they should do it just like Anthony Davis to begin the season. It should be at over half. Him just to make 1 3. I'm letting you in on a secret. Nurkic is shooting three. It's built into the offense. They're scared to put the line out. I'm not lying to you guys. I'm not lying to you. Nurkic threes is going to be a play. I just have to wait until they put it out. Tyus Jones over 6.5 assists. I have to play that. I just have to. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's what he's here for, and it's gonna show fruition. I like the Suns here. It's up to 5 now. I still like it. I think this team is out for blood this year. The coach is back. This team is ready to fucking go this year, man. So I like the Suns. It was at -1.5 all summer, but that's all we can talk about is today. It's -5 to be perfectly honest with you. But Tyus Jones over 6.5 assists. Nurkic over 0.5 threes. I need that. I need that in my life, guys. Now let me get out of here. One last play, one last game of the day. Let's go to the streets of Portland in this one. Blazers getting 6 at the house versus the Warriors. Warriors were sitting at -4 all off season. Come on, man. Damn, guys. Come on, bro. Like, come on. Y'all got to pay attention to this, but whatever. This is going to be the most public game of the day. All the fade guys that I pay attention to, they're on the Warriors, obviously. They think it's easy, and it might be, to be honest with you. I'm not betting the Blazers here, but one thing I can say, they're not that walking wounded Blazers team like they were last year. Bad teams can surprise teams early in the season. Remember, they don't know that they're bad. Everybody's 0-0 right now. So if I'm betting it, it's still Warriors or nothing for me. I mean, they've won 7 of 7 straight versus the Blazers. They've won 9 of the last 10 versus the Blazers as well. You see what I'm saying? One thing to note, Steph has, I think it's his pointing finger on his right hand. Another injury to the shooting hand means a lot. Steph Curry, I wouldn't be surprised if he went under his 4.5 threes. And remember, the Warriors are so deep of a team, it doesn't have to be him that goes crazy. They still got Pods, they still got Kuminga that's looking for a huge year as well. They added Buddy Hield off the bench. They added D'Anthony Melton. They added Kyle Anderson as well. They still got Gary Payton II as well. You see what I'm saying? Still got Moses Moody that just got a little contract extension. So their bench is light years better than the Blazers bench. I'll tell you that right now. But you just got to remember, like Simons, he's back healthy now. They added in Denia Villa, got Jeremy Grant. So like this team could possibly surprise some people. It's just I need to watch the Blazers. I don't know if they have enough or their coach is good enough to go out here and mess with the Warriors, because the Warriors missed the playoffs last year. They're out for blood as well. You see what I'm saying? They're out for blood. So like I said, I mean, if I wanted Warriors, I would have been in bet than -4. Y'all know if you really take NBA series, you saw on the books these lines have been out for a couple of months. If I wanted the Warriors, I would have bet them -4, to be honest with you, man. So I'm probably staying away from this game. This is the most public game of the day. This is the latest game of the day. All the money is going to be on Warriors. It's sometimes that shit may not matter though. I just keep it honest with you, man. So Warriors -6 would be my pick for this game. I do not have money on it, man. Let me get up out of here. Official plays for me, guys. The people that just come back for the picks. So at the end of the day, I'll be going over my best bet for the day, potentially the top 3 bets. I will have picks on every single game. I will have picks on every single game and prop looks on every single game as well. You see what I'm saying? But my best bets are the ones that I have money on. So 3 of them for me today that I have money on. Cavs -6. Josh Giddey over 6.5 assists +108. And we are on the Suns at a much better number, but even Suns -5, I guess I have to go ahead and go with it. The money line is even a little too high to take now, man. So I'd say maybe half unit on the Suns. You're getting the worst number, but that is a spot that I like today, and I have to go with it, man, as well. And then the one honorable mention I hadn't played it that I really gonna give a look to. First off, Nurkic over his -3. I can't get that prop yet. I will be taking it. Please put it at plus money so I can smash that shit. And then the Bucks Sixers under 223.5. I think that's a solid look. Both teams have added really great the perimeter defenders, new starters as well. Not really a ton of offensive continuity. And Maxey has an injury to his right thumb as well. That's on his shooting hand. Just a lot of stuff to go over, man. Any questions in the chat? We'll give about 2 minutes for any questions in the chat, man. There's a ton of info. 43 minutes all by myself. 10-game slate. A ton of info as well, man. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Any questions before we get out of here, man? Then my guy say Dalton connect for half threes. My guy says Drewski likes Blazers plus the 5. Scoot over points and assists. Thomas says he got the Bucks. He says he's about to bet the Cavs. Big Fat Jack say fire Blazers. Joe is on the Suns money line with me. Harden 2.5 threes. Derek says, Jay, I really like your picks today. Drewski likes Nurkic 10+ points. Nurk let him fly in preseason. He's gonna continue to do that. The gent woodworker, my guy Andrew likes Edie double. Nathaniel says Suns for me. And somebody else says just take Phoenix on the money line. Any other thoughts, man, before I get out of here? I can't pay attention to the chat a ton because I'm too busy doing the show. But my guy said, Jay, we're back to Celtics first half. Come out to Vegas, brother. Man, I got one ticket to cash Vegas. I do not like that fucking place at all. I hate Vegas. LJ, my brother, I saw your text, bro. I'm gonna hit you up. Yeah, we can do that Saturdays. We can get back on that shit, man. Detroit, Indiana over 235. Any first half looks, my guys? CJ says. Raymond likes Pistons first quarter. Drop your plays in the chat, bro. We always trying to get this cash. My guy likes Jalen Johnson over his PRA. It's a really great look. Bronny over 9.5 points. Stopped it. You stopped it right now. You stopped it right now. Mobley over 28.5 points. D-Book is going crazy. That's a fact. That's a fact. Blazers going to ball. Don't like it today, though. G-Swag says we will win, my guys. That's it, man. That's it, man. Jay, how about Pellies? You need to know if Zion's playing. I'll tell you that right now. Thomas says over on Hawks game. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Y'all know I don't really look at totals. I need to watch their pace first to see if they even want to play any fucking defense. J Money hates Vegas. Yeah, I can't. I got one Liberty future to cash there, and I might mail that thing in. I don't ever want to go back to Vegas ever fucking again. Nando likes Magic plus a 2. Cam Thomas over 24.5 points. Clippers easy to defend right now. Scotty Barnes for the points. It's a look, bro. That's a look. Alfonso Scott say Pistons with the upset. Caldwell Pope 3+3s, the plus money. Caldwell Pope looking a little old out there, man. Under 20-23 for the Bucks game. I gotta add a little something on that, bro. I got to add a little something on that. I have to because I just feel like that's a really great play. But that's the show, man. That's the show, man. It's all love. I'll try to bring as much info for you guys as I can every single day. Every single day, like I said, I'm gonna try to start more doing picks on every single game. I may not even have money on it, but just for people that's coming, we know that the show is chopped up by games. For people that's just coming to look for picks on every single game, it's basically like a lean. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try to get away from the leans and like give you picks and then let you know what my money is on, and it's up to you. You can pick and choose whatever the hell you want. You see what I'm saying? But it's all love, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's get this cash. Hope everybody has a great day. If you can, man, do me a favor. Go try to hit the gym. Go try to get a jog in. Go get a power walk in. Drink some water, man. You got to try to be a little bit more healthy. You see what I'm saying? Try to lay off all the sugar. Just like health is wealth, man. That's just way more important than money. Go download the Action Network app as well, man. I do have a promo code that you guys could use. You could either use GD20 or you can use J Money. I believe it's J Money, man. But go download the Action Network app. It's all love, man. It's a lot of great info over there as well. They have the paid version, then they have the free version as well. You can track picks in there. It's Us Against the Bookies. We trying to smack these motherfuckers up. We will today as well. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button one time for the one time. Become a member of the channel as well, man. Getting the plays overnight, day before. Go to members, getting money line parlays, all that type of stuff. It's all love, man. Do that shit for you guys. Hit the like button one time for the one time. Let's get 1,000 likes. Man, it's all love. We out, baby. Let's go. Come on. Let's get the fuck cash, baby.